Welcome to Q&A number 2, guys. Last time I did one of these, it ended up being one of your favorite videos, and it was also one of my favorite videos to film. So I'm going to try to make this a little bit more of a regular thing. Give the video a thumbs up if you're down for Q&A Tuesdays. There isn't really much else to introduce for this, so I'm going to go grab a drink and we'll get started. Literally, the first thing I did was sit down and dump this all over myself. So I guess I'm wet now. Thankfully, it's just a cranberry lime sparkling water, so it won't stain or anything. It'll just dry off. We're not off to the best start. Okay, let's see what you guys want to know. I'm answering all of these questions from one of those Instagram question box things in my stories. So if you want to submit a question for the next Q&A, make sure that you're following me on Instagram. It's the same name, no spaces, no anything, just Momming with Migraine. And you can submit your question for the next Q&A whenever it is that I put up the box. Good luck. I'm so erratic. Here we are. Okay, Q&A, Q&A. I'm scrolling down to the bottom so that the people who answered first get priority. I feel like that's the most polite thing for me to do, the way to make this the most fair, you know? Why is Buddy just so damn cute? Gosh, I don't know. He got it from his mama, but it's not me. That's very sweet though. Thank you. I'm gonna put this down. Oh, jeez. I just spilled my drink on the floor. I'm gonna try doing better starting now. Okay, ever used cotton to plug in ears due to migraine? No, I have not used cotton. However, I have used WeatherX earplugs or MigraineX earplugs. I'm not really sure what the name actually is, but they're these really cool things. I actually made a whole review video about them because they've been so helpful for me for my migraines. But they're sort of, I guess, the same thing that the cotton probably helps with. They're made to help people who get barometric pressure headaches or migraines. And basically there's this little ceramic valve that they have on the inside of the earplug, and it makes it so that the change in pressure is more gradual for you than it is for the general public. And by doing that, you don't get as bad of a migraine, or at least I don't get as bad of a migraine, from the barometric pressure shifts from the weather changing, coming in and out. So, no, I haven't used cotton, but I have used those earplugs. I'll make sure to put a card for that video, and there's also, I think, always a link to it in the description below. How long did it take to train Buddy? Years. Service dogs take years. Buddy is a little bit of a complicated situation because I had him as a pet first, and then he transitioned into being a service dog, and I know that you guys are really curious about that transition, so I might make a video about that soon, but in general, it is years of training the dog in order to have them be ready to be a service dog. It can be really overwhelming to them to be out in public with all of the distractions and the stimulation, and you don't want the dog to get anxiety. You want the whole thing to be a sort of seamless and enjoyable process for both of you. You know, you want it to be successful. You don't want to push the dog to their limit and then pull back. You want to gradually get them ready to introduce them to stuff. So it takes a long time. It takes years to train a service dog, and Buddy was no exception. I think his first true public access was right before he turned 2. That would be my guess. Did you use any books, etc., specifically for training service dogs when training Buddy? Books? No, I actually hate reading. But I did lean on a lot of other trainers and a lot of other YouTubes in order to train Buddy. Specifically, I think my very favorite is Claire from Canine Matters, and she does specialize in service dogs. But what I love about her is she's very balanced, which in dog training world, balanced means that you believe in praise and you want it to be positive for the dog, but you also will use more adversive techniques, and I hate to call it adversive because it isn't, honestly. But things like correcting the dog and telling it no are also important. Some people believe in purely positive and some people believe in balanced training, and I'm more into balanced training, and I feel like Claire is really good at describing why we do some of the negative things. Again, I don't want to use the word negative because it isn't negative in that way, but why we use more disciplinary things when we're trying to communicate with our dogs and not just positive things. I feel like she just has really good ways of explaining why it's humane, and I have found that using her techniques, Buddy is way happier. There are great ways to communicate with the dog that we just don't think about, that are just beyond treats. How is the ginger trial going? Awesome. I am really loving taking ginger, and I should really just do a separate video talking about ginger. Hold on, I have to burp. I'm going to cut that out, but I have to burp. Oh, it was a baby burp. I don't have to cut it out. So right now what I'm doing is I'm putting like half a teaspoon of ginger into some warm water, and I'm also adding in some lemon juice. And the lemon juice makes all the difference, guys. I swear, it gets rid of a lot of that spiciness. A lot of you guys are complaining about the spiciness. I'm upset about the spiciness too. And the lemon juice also gets rid of some of the graininess of the ginger. I feel like it helps it dissolve more. And when I take ginger, especially if I take it a few days in a row and morning and night, I do find that I'm way more cognitively there. It's not perfect, obviously. I'm still stuttering. I'm still my normal self. I'm still going through some migraine cycles, but it's definitely better, and it's better in a way that other people in my life are noticing. And my husband, who's around me all the time, he actually notices when I don't take it. He's like, you're acting like maybe you skipped your ginger today. Maybe you should take your ginger. So, yeah, it's going really well. I did try switching to tablets because they're so much easier to do. I found that I'm having trouble with remembering to have tea morning and night when I'm already having all my lactation tea and everything too. So I did try getting the Dramamine tablets, but doing this high of a dose in tablets gets so expensive. So I decided to go back to trying the tea again. Overall, great results though. Like, I'm honestly really stoked on it. I'm going to keep doing it probably forever. I got permission from my doctor to have up to 4 grams a day, so I'm taking it as my preventative now, not just as an abortive, which is what I was expecting to do. And I think I guess that's everything I want to tell you guys about it right now. Yeah, great, but not perfect. Next question. Will you be getting a new prospect after Betty? It depends how my health is at the time. Right now, the current plan is no. I'm really hoping that I don't need to have another service dog after Buddy. I'm hoping that Buddy will retire, become a regular pet, and that will be the end of our service dog thing. But that is because I'm hoping that I will get better enough that I won't need to have a service dog. The odds of that actually happening are quite slim, and I realize that. But I also realize that my life is just getting more hectic right now. Like, my life is just getting busier and busier because we just had our first baby. We may have more kids. It's not like it's going to get easier for me to have the dog with me, so we'll find out. But currently, I don't think so. And actually, we might have talked about this during that first Q&A, so if you're super curious about that question, you might be able to find the answer in my previous one too. I might have elaborated more. I'm not really sure. Would Buddy alert someone else if they were getting a migraine, etc.? I'm going to refer you to this video. I'll put a card up. I told the story of 5 times that Buddy made mistakes, and I put mistakes in quotes because they weren't really mistakes, but he found my migraine scent on other objects or other people and alerted those objects or people. And I went into detail about those stories, so click on that card that was back whenever I put it and enjoy those stories. Okay, well, my shift without the baby is over, so I've got to get to that, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this little surprise Tuesday Q&A upload. I hope to make it a more regular thing, but even if I don't do that, I'll see you on Friday with the normally scheduled video. Thanks for joining. See you next time.